Hey, this is Cenedrah, and you're listening to the Weekly Blizz, the weekly show on all things Blizzard.
A big thank you to all the viewers watching the pre-show. But now it's time
Nuclear launch detected.
to start the show.
5,
4,
3,
2,
It's so good.
Oh, I did that. My bad. Well, moving on. Anyways, guys. So I was doing some thinking this week while we were preparing for this show. And I was thinking about the good old days when we used to raid. And 90% of raiding in World of Warcraft is preparation. So what I was thinking is, in sports, a lot of people say sports are 80% mental, and the rest of it's like physical talent. But like the people who are the most mentally strong are great athletes, and they're really good at sports. And Warcraft's very similar, but it's really about preparation, because like going in to a new raid, you got to study the 13 bosses and understand the strategy for that raid. And then once you get through it again, you got to do it all over for Mythic. And you got to prep for every raid night. You got to bring flask, potions, pots, all that jazz. And then before you know it, a new patch comes out, and your class, like say you play a hunter, and your entire rotation is changed. So what you were doing before is completely different. Now you used to press X, Y, Z, and then 1, 2, 3, and that would do top DPS for you. And now all of a sudden you got to go up, up, down, down, left, right, ABA, start. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is Legion's coming out this summer, and Illidan is back, and we are not prepared. So I'm your host.
Debatable.
As a man, you're prepared.
I'm
for
always prepared.
Okay. Well, I had worked on that joke all week, and I think it fell flat on it.
You gave it a shot. I applaud
did.
you. Every little bit.
I'm not a stand-up comedian. What can I say?
All right, none of us
My
are.
name's Justin Tompkins. I'm the host of the Weekly Blizz. In most places around the Blizzard sphere, you can find me on Bags in game, and I'm joined by two of my favorite Blizzard gamers tonight, as always. First up, I've got my bro host, and he's our resident raider in World of Warcraft, Stefan Von Dossel. In game, you know him as Broteen. And second
Yes.
but not least is my co-host from down the street, literally like 5 miles down the road. That's a short distance where we live, by the way, people. His name's Sean Messenger, a.k.a. Guaz. And on today's show, we've got our very first guest. It's our dear friend Cenedrah, a World of Warcraft Mythic raider who actually raids with Broteen in the Horde Guild Unity on the Eridar US server.
Routine.
Now, Cenedrah, he used to raid with us in Grumpier Old Men. We've known him for over 2 years now, and we all just went to BlizzCon together.
Minus one
so-
sad.
Minus one person
Guaz
here
over
in this conversation,
I know.
but hopefully
We'll tell you about it.
We'll tell you all about it. It was a great time. Really.
We'll talk about that here shortly. Let's catch up with everyone. Steph, how was your week in gaming, man? Tell us what happened.
So nothing really, really exciting. Cleared, mythic bosses. I got some new nothing super cool and awesome, except for I started doing I started gearing my alt, which was kind of unheard of. As you can guess, it's another DK. So I have two DKs at level 100, and so yes, I will be playing the same two specs on both of them. I just like gearing another tune. So we had an alt raid yesterday, and it went pretty well. Got up to like Manaroth on normal, but I mean these are people's like third alts, some people's alt like first alts, but I mean some people it's like fifth alt. It was a lot of fun, so it was a good time because it was just a bit more relaxed, even though it was like normal
I was
But
watching
they're
City
still
Stream the
kinda
other day.
hard.
He's got a bunch of alts nowadays too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got his mate Killa. Worked out pretty well.
Okay, nice man.
We're pretty far, so not too mad about it. And then I've just been doing my heroes dailies. So other than that, nothing.
So you don't get tired of playing a second DK, huh? You just like you enjoy it that
I
much,
had
right?
3 DKs in op. I just didn't feel like leveling the other one up because he's on alliance, and problems.
Terrible.
It really is though. All right,
So-
dude. What's new with you guys?
Sean?
Let's see. Played some Hearthstone. I actually bought card packs for the first time in like forever. So just played some of that. Obviously a lot of heroes. And oh man, there were some matches where we get like it's whenever Bags and I play matches, we get paired up with some of the like saltiest players in the world, and they don't get that first. It's quick match. It's quick match, bro. Like, relax.
Yeah.
They don't understand it, and actually, it was actually after you logged off yesterday, Justin, that I was in a match. I'm playing Abathur,
Mhm.
Oh.
and
there's
Nova
the
found
issue.
me. Yep. All right, listen.
We all
Number
knew
two,
it.
Abby. No, so no, and they had a Nova on the other team. Nova found me twice, and then somebody chimes in, Abathur, why are you dying so much? I'm like, first of all, it's 2. Second of all, it's Nova, like the #1 killer of Abathur.
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
like, what do you want from me? Plus, mind you, I had pushed so far into I was taking down their last keep also when this happened.
Yeah, so you were generating a ton of experience for
Yeah.
the
Yeah, dude,
team.
why are you dying
Yeah.
so much? Can you stop
I
pushing
I
the
know,
entire
right?
lane by yourself?
So terrible.
Shoot.
Meanwhile, like, and I'm in push build, and still like our team, like they weren't winning that many team fights, so I would try to help a little bit, which did help.
Abathur,
I
you can't do that much, but
I know, but I did help some of our guys get to safety. Like popping the shield on them and like
Mhm.
enough time that they could get to the well and heal up and not die. With stab, I was able to get a couple kills, which did help. But I mean, yeah, I know. Stop dying so much,
stop
right?
dying so much, dude, to the Nova that found you in a bush,
And-
for sure.
And I don't know. I just can't stand that. I can't stand those kind of players. Like, I know that they want to play and have fun, just like the rest of us. But it's quick match, first of all. It's like LFR and WoW.
Whoa. I had that guy yell at me in LFR, and is what it is.
It is what it like. You're gonna get what you're gonna get in LFR and in quick match. So like, chill, bros. But because really, like when that happens, it just starts to ruin like everybody's experience, and I don't know. I just can't stand that. But other than that, besides like having like half my week dominated by those kind of matches, yeah, it was pretty good. That was it. How about you?
Okay. I hit rank 18 in
Rank
Hero
teen.
League.
I hit rank
Rank
team too.
Teen.
Wait, I didn't. I haven't finished my place.
I was thinking about it too much before I said it. That was the problem. I hit rank 18, and then I was on like a 3 or 4 game win streak. I was feeling pretty good, and then I lost one because every time we got in a team fight, my internet would like kind of like crap out, and I don't. It's not like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was just.
Likely excuse.
Anyways, it
Must
was
be on
pretty. It
Bolivia
was a
now.
bummer. It was a bummer. So and it was. I was pretty frustrated. So then we actually the other day we upgraded the internet here at the house to still pretty crappy but better, 20 megabytes up or 20 megabytes down and 2 up. And then now I can actually stream, which is pretty weird.
Can you hear
Pretty
my
weird
golf
thing to be able
clap?
to
In-
do.
Pretty loud. I'm proud of you.
So I'm hoping that'll help fix my internet in the evenings, and I can actually play Hero League. Because right now I strictly play Hero League in the morning, and even then sometimes I run into a couple issues. But there's less. I feel like there's a less of a burden on the on the net in the morning.
Pretty funny.
So, but also last week, Wednesday night, so the day after that we did the show, we were queuing S5 and Heroes, and that was a blast. We did that until about 1 in the morning, I think, right, Sean? It was me, you, Alicia, Max, and Mason, and that was
Oh yeah.
Spudo.
Spudo!
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
So that was pretty good. But Senny, you're here with us tonight, man. What's going on? How was your week in gaming?
Actually, last week I was teaching. You know, I teach at night, so I had to. I wasn't very active during the week. I was very late on Wednesday, so I didn't join the raid until like the last poll or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't in the last
and
poll.
it-
I was a little salty.
Yeah, because you left, I think.
No.
Yeah, because you left and they put me in. I don't know, but it was a shit show. Then on Sunday, the raid was fine, I guess. I mean, we kind of regressed a bit.
Yeah, I heard.
We didn't get to kill a boss we killed before.
It was frustrating, and we spent
always
like
frustrating.
3 hours wiping on Tyrant when we spent an hour and a half to get the kill. Before we didn't
Yeah,
spend
it's-
very long on it originally, but like last week was painful.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know, that's
worst.
always painful. But yeah, I think we're getting new people, and that's always, freshens up the things.
Yeah,
I'm still quite lower level, so I still
What's your eye
can't
level?
pull my weight. 732, man. I know. That's why
Get
I'm.
out there, man.
I've been like 737 for like the past month and a half, practically.
Well, yeah.
Dang.
I don't know.
All
Nothing
right, get
good.
this guy some loot.
And then, but yesterday we did the alt run, which was actually refreshingly fun, which is
Yeah,
something
exactly.
that's missing. It's something that's been missing from WoW for a while now. So it's refreshing. I'm not gonna let this be unsaid. Broteen, to get into that alt run, he went outside the instance and grabbed a weapon from the floor to get into the first boss. And this is not a lie. He actually
What?
did.
Yeah. Okay. So
You know that there are booths lying around. That's
I mean, I do. I just don't go there on my alt. I only do Tanan on my main because I can kill everything really fast. So, like, okay, so we're about to go in, and I have a 630 weapon that was made for me back when, like, it was beginning of BRF.
So
Started
if I
doing
remember
alt.
correctly, 630 is like the eye level
Heroic.
for like, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Heroic dungeons.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I couldn't get one out of a dungeon, so somebody made it for me. I think it was Nokia. I haven't touched the character really since. I did a couple mythic dungeons this week, so I got a little bit of gear. But like
Yeah.
other than that, I really haven't done anything. And so I get there and they're like, "What is that?" And then Chelsea is just like, "Hey, so there's a weapon like right outside of here that's 650. Want to go grab it?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she showed me where we left the raid. She showed me where it was, and then grabbed it. Went and crisis averted. But
come to think about it, how epic is that? You go in a castle, you grab a sword that's lying in the ground, and you go kill some monsters.
Yeah, I
or
mean, it's like straight out of a movie, right?
depends on how much
Yeah, I know.
you call me killing it. I didn't have like
Well, this-
I didn't have
hey,
the-
they wanted to send you in and everything.
Killing it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why do you guys want to send me in? Like when we got into the phase, I like whispered the group that was around me, or not whispered, I just like did /s, like said something, and I was like, oh, I'm useless down here. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to do. I'm playing a necrotic plague spec, rolling damage. So, rolling damage because I don't really have the gear to, like Breath of Cenedrah. Well, period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have like any multi-strike and whatever, and like the uptime would just begin with, so I wouldn't think it would be even worth it. So I rolled Necrotic Plague for most of the fights, and just did so bad. But now I got Frost Weapons, so I'll be doing that until I get a little more gear.
There you go. So next week should hopefully go better.
Oh my god, off the first like 5 bosses, I got every single piece dropped. I rolled like a 92, a 97, a 90, a 99, and I got like 2 pieces of tier, some bracers. I got 3 weapons overall in the night. I got 2 one-handers and a 2-hander. I was like, Look at all my norm loot. But yeah, it was a good time. I kept like
Yeah,
switching
it was fun.
between like my main and my alt just to get like trash packs kills. I'm like, I don't want to do trash in this too. So like log out, log on the other character, like run him in, go kill everything, log out, then like have them summon me to the boss. Good time.
Yeah, we had fun. That was fun. Otherwise, yeah, that was my weekend game. I've been doing Minecraft. WoW is
Dude, it's-
today. You know that today marks the 203rd day of Hellfire Citadel.
Well, they said they were only going to do 2 tiers, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like the ICC of Wrath, and just like
Give me
dude,
I know.
they haven't done it since. They didn't do it in. They didn't do it in Kata. They didn't do it in Mop, even though everyone was like asking for it, like begging for it. And I don't know. I guess they don't. They were very disappointed with the way that came out. I don't know. But I feel like I thought it was a good thing. It was just something. It was anything,
Something to
you
do.
know.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it dropped a
exactly.
sick armor pen trinket. So
Yeah, I remember that, the shard or whatever, a little dragon
I
scale.
didn't, I didn't
Yeah,
quite get it,
It's-
but
me either.
it's really about having something to do. It doesn't have to be a raid, but it's something.
Yeah.
Like when time walking first came out, everybody was like, "Yeah, let's do time walking."
I like time
But
walking.
then you realize, I mean, I like, but it's the same dungeon. So if you've done them, then you've done them in the past, and then you've done them a month ago, and then it comes out, and it's the whole weekend, and there's like 4 dungeons. It
Yep.
gets old in like 2 days. I mean, they started coming up with these like weekly events, and it was super fun for a while. But then you realize it was just the same events that just rotated, and then
Yeah.
it's mocked, and
Boring.
Kind of a bummer. Yeah, I did like how
Yeah.
when they implemented Valor again, like made
I know,
Mythic Dungeons
yeah.
like something to do. So it's at least you have
Exactly.
something to do during the week. Like you get your Mythic.
It was like a
Dungeons
little
done.
shot in the arm, right?
Yeah, but it was. Even the itch.
The problem is what Legion. We're expecting Legion sometime this summer. So like June, July. It's 6,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 months away.
Can't wait to just clear all the content and like once we clear the content, I'm like back down. Go in. We'll kill like the last few bosses if we need to get everyone totally BIS and yeah. And
Yeah.
we can maybe have an alt run for fun, do carries or something. I don't really care at
It's
that
like-
point.
remember last expansion, at this point, when it was getting very boring, we started doing challenge modes.
Yeah.
And those were challenging, those were fun, those were something we did. We got together with friends, we laughed, we researched. And we just, keep it
Laughed
going.
and cried.
We cried.
That
Yeah.
was fun. Those are the good days. That was
Yeah, but
who was the group? That was me, you. Was it Jacka or
Strike.
Civi?
Strike.
Like Drake was raiding
right.
yesterday. So
Yeah.
guy quits, gives away
Hey
like
now.
130K, comes back to the game. It's cool though.
Dude, a wild Caterpie just appeared.
Oh man.
Tam is watching the show. I haven't,
Oh,
haven't
God.
seen Tam in 10 years.
Damn.
Mind blowing.
10 years. Okay.
Shout out. So Senny,
Yeah.
while we got you here, I guess we got an interview for you, and I want to talk
Okay.
about BlizzCon. We finally
Yeah.
went, and we haven't talked about it yet. I was waiting for
Oh.
you to be on the show.
Oh, I'm honored.
Yeah, so the 3 of us were there. For you guys, what was the experience like?
All right, Sunny, you could start this one.
Okay, yeah, it
Feel like-
was. It's kind of mind blowing when you see so many people that enjoy doing the same thing that you do, and you're all in sync about what's cool, because what's cool depends on your perspective. But when you're there, it's not. Everybody thinks the same shit.
Everything's
Cool, so that's it. Everything was cool. It was a lot of fun. It was nice meeting you guys that I've never
Hell
met face
yeah.
to face. That was awesome too. And the whole experience is just made for it to blow your mind. Like everything is larger than life. It's
Oh, totally
just the
did.
statues. And they could do just like the show about the statues, and it would be like amazing. But everything was cool.
Yeah.
And you get to see some pretty cool stages, and some of them are like hidden gems, things you don't expect, things that you don't think are gonna be awesome. Like we went with Chelsea, we went to the voice actor stage,
I knew you were gonna
and
say
we
it.
thought,
We all knew you were
dude,
gonna say it.
I thought it was gonna be like something cool and fun. And like, okay, it's gonna be nice. And then we got to actually do voice for heroes actually. So when they
Yeah,
release the arena, you're gonna hear us there,
for the
and
arena
that's
mode.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and you could hear the guy who does the voice of Garrosh yelling, and the guy who does the voice of the Lich King, like delivering his lines, and
The
people
So-
Lich
competing
King.
against them. So yeah, man, it was amazing.
So
It's
I wonder if the guy who does Garage,
yeah.
is he like collecting unemployment right now? Or how's that work? Was he laid off when Garage died?
I don't know.
Oh, spoiler alert! My fault, people.
What?
Yeah.
Garage is dead.
Didn't he die in the Grand? Like,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. Spoiler alert: Thrall killed Garage.
as you should.
Steph, what about you, man? What'd you think?
It was amazing. Totally want to go back like as soon as possible. The coolest part was definitely meeting everybody. Meeting everybody is really cool.
Mhm.
Like hanging out, like going to the parties and stuff. And then also really like the setup they had for like the lands where you could try everything. Like that blew my mind. I mean, you think that you get to try these games and you get to like just go do, a little demo, whatever, just see it, or maybe they'll play it and you get to kind of watch, but maybe try a little tidbit. But you could go and play full-on Heroes games with the new heroes. You could go on and play Overwatch against some like people in the audience. And I loved how they just like they line you up. Like it's like waiting in line for a roller coaster. It's like, say the three of us are in a line, or the five of us are in a line together, and we wait through the line. It's heroes. It's 5v5, and we get there. Like they line you up, and they line up another group. You both like walk out together at the same time, and you like see them walking out, and like you sit down, and like sometimes you're like 10 people in a row, and you're just kind of like sitting next to them. Sometimes you're sitting across from them, and like it was sweet. And like for Overwatch, they had the comms totally set up, so you put on the headset and you're talking to your teammates, which is good because it's pretty loud in there. And
Yeah.
we had this one guy on our team like telling us how to play the games, and everyone is just super friendly, super nice. You could strike up a conversation anywhere, and like it was such an experience. It was way too fun. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Going next year.
Would
the
do
goal.
again. Yeah.
How about you, Justin?
So for me, it was just, I brought my girlfriend. She didn't really know what was going on, but even despite that, she really enjoyed it. The biggest thing for me, though, again, was just meeting everyone. It was, and even though we all had different things we wanted to do while we were at the con, but just like hanging out with these people in person, seeing them for the first time, and it's just like you're nervous before you meet someone. You're like, I wonder what it's gonna be like. I've
Yeah.
never seen these people in person before. I've only talked to them over Vent or Mumble, or even only chatted with them in game. But it's an amazing thing because the first time you meet them, it's you say hello, and that anxiety is gone. Like it's just
Exactly.
like
Hey,
I've
can
known
you
this-
pick me
I've
up
known-
so you could
I
like
I've known
he
this
pulls up in
person
his car.
forever.
I'm like, oh my god, hey.
Oh, dude, the reefer car, the reefer mobile. Yeah, that thing stunk. But it was pretty sweet. It was a pretty sweet car. Yeah, no, it just it melts away, and it's just like being online. But we're at BlizzCon with a million other nerds like us. Just love it. It's an incredible atmosphere. For the con itself, though, it's you get inside, and it's like a theme park without the rides of your favorite hobby. I don't know how to
Ever.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's just there is
It's a
an
new
energy
world.
there's an energy in the air that is just it's just saturated. I don't know. I can't properly explain it. It was just you don't get tired until you get back to your hotel because that is just how much energy is in that building.
Yeah.
It was incredible. The biggest and then the way it all happens, the best way I could describe it is it's almost like a pilgrimage to a holy site. You almost we have to make it every year.
Mecca.
I don't know. Or you have
Yeah.
to do it at least once. Yeah, it's like going to Mecca. Exactly. So and then the other thing that blew my mind while we were there,
is that weather in Southern California is
Oh.
incredible. It's off the charts. I couldn't even believe it. You know, it was. I was there for a week. I wasn't there for just the con. We went to Disney. I made a whole vacation out of it. We went to Disneyland. We went to the California Adventure. We went to the beach.
Yeah, you did.
Every day was 75, sunny, and no humidity. You know, I couldn't believe it. So, anyways, Senny, we've got a little questionnaire for you.
Okay.
We'll let me open it up real quick here, and let's get the viewers to who don't know a lot about you to know a little bit more.
Okay.
So, tell us about yourself, man.
Bolivian. So that's the reason of the internet here.
From a
So
Bolivia.
there you go.
The Bolivian
That's
net.
why I'm blurry. Bolivian net.
Similar to Canadian net.
Exactly. I'm a computer science engineer. That's why I'm a nerd. That's why I love video games. But however, I've been working in marketing for a long time, so I do that a lot too. And but what I really love doing is getting home late at night and playing video games. So, and the company I've been playing most video games about is Blizzard.
Mhm.
Been playing WoW. You know, it's different when you're here in Bolivia because, like, paying for these games is actually, you know, those games are expensive for a Bolivian pocket. So I used to play a lot of these games like pirated versions. But now that I'm an adult and I can actually afford to pay, I actually play in like official servers and I buy them and I
Oh, you played on
help
private
the company.
servers?
Yeah, I used to play in private servers all the time, man.
Shh.
But now I'm not a pirate anymore. Now I
You're
help the
legitimate.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
He's
much
a
better.
real boy.
So you took
Yeah,
the
I
eye
know.
patch off and you abandoned the parrot and became a real
Sort
person.
Yeah, because you know, it's nice to. Well, and this is the reason I always now buy the game when it comes out. You know, like pre-sale, because it's nice to give something to a company that's giving me hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of entertainment. But so I've been
Flash played
playing
how
Blizzard
many?
games for. I don't know. Last time I played it was something like to be ashamed of, man. Like
Oh,
I
trust
shouldn't
me.
be at work.
Trust me.
I should be, dude. I should be at work more. You know, like I should stop playing work. So
On
maybe.
like 3 characters, I'm at like 370 plus days
Days?
played. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! I don't know. I'd have to take a look at what I got, but it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Where my free
I
time
don't think I'm
goes.
that. I don't think I'm quite that high. All my characters combined, but
Like,
probably up there.
let's put it this way. I've watched like probably like 10 series in the past like 4 months, all while playing like the entire series, and I'm just playing. I play and I kind of like listen and I look up every now and again, but I'll like raid and I'll be watching a TV.
So I guess the next thing I got for you, Sandy, is how'd you come
Yeah.
up with your name?
Oh, it's a character from a book, and she's a redhead in the book. It's a
Okay.
book by David Eddings,
Sounds
and
hot.
her name is actually Cenedrah, with an X, but
Okay.
that was taken, so I made it Cenedrah with a C, but that was taken, so I added an H. That's the name. I don't know. But,
Okay.
a lot of my characters are from that book series, like Torak, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I like that book.
What's the book
What's
series
it?
called, or book?
It's called The Belgariad. It's a fantasy. It's 10 books, fantasy, high fantasy. It's pretty
Okay.
entertaining. It's like the Lord of the Rings minus the elves and the orcs. They're just like different races of humans that have a kind of evolved different. It's very
Okay.
entertaining, very amusing.
Okay.
Nice.
A lot of magic. It's pretty cool.
I understand. What got you into Blizzard gaming?
Well, I think my first Blizzard game was I want to say Warcraft 2.
Okay.
Probably I don't know. I don't remember which came first, Warcraft 2 or Starcraft. All my friends were playing it, you know, and
Morph?
I was what?
Morph?
Well, no, I didn't know Morph at the time. Morph is one of my best friends. I didn't know him at the time. He's actually younger than me, and we weren't in the same school. We met later. No, but all my friends from school were playing it, and I went with them. You know, like we went to, we called them here like cybernet cafes or something like that, and we used to go like after school and we played. And I was so bad. You have no idea how
been
bad
there.
I was. I don't think
I've
I've
been there.
ever complained. I've never cleared a campaign on StarCraft without the cheat codes, you know, like Black Sheep Wall and all that. I don't think I've ever cleared a campaign without those. But I still love the games. I love the games. They were amazing. When I first played StarCraft, I remember thinking like, wow, games like this can be made. Wow. And I was absolutely in love with that game. And then Warcraft 3 was like, that's when I actually became kind of not awful at these games, you know, RTS.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved that game. I loved that game. And I remember I used to live in France when WoW came out, and
Yep.
I was a student, and I was supposed to be at school, and I didn't have a lot of money, but they were giving it out in the supermarkets. I remember they gave it out like 20 hours of no, it was like a week free of free gameplay that you got, and then if you wanted to continue, you had to buy it. And they were giving away DVDs with that, so I installed it, and it was amazing. But like for the week, the whole week I had it, I did nothing but play that. So I had to take a decision. Either I tried to finish school or I started doing this. So I never bought it. Uh, and then when I came back and finished my studies, I actually bought the game and started playing and all that. So, but
Fun
yeah,
fun fact for all the viewers out there. Seni is a very well traveled person. You've been to more than just France, haven't you? Where else have you gone?
oh, most of Europe. I mean, I've traveled a lot. I've been to Bolivia. Well, I've lived in France and Belgium, in Germany, in the U.S., in Bolivia. I was born in Belgium actually, but I've traveled around quite a bit. I've been as far as India. I've done most of Europe. I've done most of South America. I don't know. I love traveling.
I hear
It's
you.
it's the other thing I love doing.
Did you do all your? Did you do? I know you did a chunk of schooling in Europe. Did you do it in any other countries or just in Europe?
In just
Like
just
you're
just
out of.
Europe. Yeah, just Europe, just France and Germany. Yeah.
Okay,
You
that's
did
still pretty cool, man.
quite a bit of traveling
What?
across the U.S., didn't you? For like
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
last
of
time last
weeks.
time I was there.
Oh, we
Yeah.
forgot to mention that. Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. Tell us about that trip, man.
Uh,
So it was with you guys. A Thursday, I was on the Atlantic Ocean,
My day off.
and we were like, yeah, in New Jersey. We were watching the ocean, and 8 days later, we went. I was in the Pacific Ocean in Southern California, and went by car. Drove there. It's actually funny. I was talking to my students because I teach online marketing.
Hmm.
I was telling them about geolocation and how to use it and blah blah blah. So I brought up my phone and said like, here you can check all the places I've been, and it totally sounded like I was showing off because I didn't expect my phone to show me like everything that's happened in the past 4 months, and
oh,
it showed like I was in the U.S. Oh my God, I've been traveling around, and you can see the dots all over the U.S. Where I travel. It was pretty cool actually, and they were like, show off. I was like,
yeah,
no, I
that's
just
me.
wanted to see
I
you
tried.
like. I just wanted to show you where I went for dinner last night or something like that. But
That's
yeah, I
it's.
love traveling
Okay.
though.
How was the trip across the country?
It was it was extreme. I mean, we didn't have a lot of time to stop everywhere. We stopped certain places that were beautiful, but some other places was just sped through, like Kansas. I don't know if anyone from Kansas, but there wasn't a lot to see in Kansas. It was mind blowing, but there wasn't a lot to see. Um, but some other places we did stop, like Colorado was beautiful. We were in the mountains in Colorado. It was beautiful. California is amazing, and well, we did Grand Canyon, which was it's it's too beautiful. Man, it feels.
I'm
I
jealous.
was there, and I was like, this has to be a painting. This can't be. I want to touch it. You know, it's just it's mind blowing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got a one up on most of us in this phone call right now.
Quite a bit
A
up.
lot of
Like
a
12
lot.
up.
We live in this country, and I've never seen the Grand Canyon. Have you seen the Grand Canyon, Sean?
Nope.
Steph?
I think I
So-
flew over
Yeah.
it. That's about it.
None of us have seen it. So you've got a big leg up on this. I hope to see it at some point in my lifetime, but that's something.
I don't think it's going anywhere, so we have time.
Yeah, right. It's only
don't
been
know.
there for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Colorado River's been eating away at it.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Okay, so Senny, what Blizzard
Yeah.
games do you play currently? If you don't mind sharing.
Currently, I'm playing WoW. WoW.
Yeah, he's playing WoW.
I'm playing WoW. I also play Hearthstone, but not a lot. You know, like mostly when I have a few minutes of here and there. I downloaded Diablo because I saw a bunch of my friends actually playing it since the patch came out. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this. So I downloaded it and then I didn't get through it. So not a lot of that. And I've been meaning to play Heroes with you guys.
Yeah,
but
dude.
No.
Get
That's-
on.
Yeah, no. I
It's
haven't
hard to
played-
find the time to do everything. I want to play Diablo. We should get like I don't own Reaper of Souls, but I would buy it, and if we could get a group to play it. It's not a game I can really get into playing by myself. I need a group of people
Yeah.
to play it with.
Last
I'm always like
last
that.
time I got into it, it was with friends, and we had a blast for.
I think that's the way you got to do it. Yeah,
Yeah. But most of these games are made to be played with friends. That's what makes the game.
agreed. That's true. It's
Yeah.
hard to, even Heroes kind of gets old when you play.
But how
a
am I
couple
supposed to
matches
sit in
by
my garrison and play these games?
yourself.
Get it? I don't know.
So to wrap up,
I've-
Go
I've
ahead.
been to wait. I'm answering a question. I've been to Canada. I've been to Quebec 3 years ago. I loved it. It was great. I couldn't understand their French, but it was great.
Have you been to
Ah,
Canada? Oh, that's why.
sorry, I didn't even.
We
I
looked
didn't
at
even
the
see
Switch
that
chat.
Twitch chat.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Go on.
That's funny. So, what games are you looking forward to this year, Sonny?
Oh, Overwatch, man. Overwatch, dude.
Yeah.
I played it at
Yeah.
BlizzCon. It was
Calm down, dude. Don't.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I'm looking forward to Legion because I want something to like reignite the WoW flame. Because you know how I was about WoW. I was in WoW like I don't know 14 hours a day, and if I wasn't raiding or playing, I was researching my class to do better DPS. And
Yeah.
I've lost that. You know, like sometimes I go there and it's like, oh, what's my main stat? Oh God, I don't remember. You know, I'm like needing on gear that has agility because I can't be asked to actually look if it has intellect. A mastery, I need that. Oh fuck, no, I don't. Oh, you know.
I understand that lull that happens in between X packs is always makes it really tough. And
Yeah.
Clear all the
And also,
content, and it's a lull. No, just kidding.
but we played Legion in at the BlizzCon, and it seemed very. I mean, I know it was beta or even maybe alpha. I don't know, but it seemed very.
It's still
refined.
alpha right
still
now, I think.
Yeah, so it seemed very fun. It seemed very fun. It seems like it's something that can, like reignite that.
Demon Hunter Cenedrah.
the passion in your relationship with WoW, reignite the passion.
Yeah, but I feel like they need to do something more than just coming up with a new expansion. You know,
It's tough.
I mean, because the new expansion does it, but it's something that every time I feel lasts.
Less and less,
it's-
right?
Exactly. And, I was actually reading because I've been a long time poster in Wowhead. No, not Wowhead, sorry. MMO. And I was reading my post in which I answered to people who at the end of Kata were feeling the same I'm feeling now. And I was like, dude, you're just not trying. There's so many things to do.
Angry.
You can do pets. No, I wasn't angry, but I was saying to you, like, hey, if you have the time to come here and complain about the game, then you have the time to find something to do. And that's what I told them. Like, hey, you can do this. There are like pets. You can get into PvP if you have all this quest. And I'm like reading that, and it's like I'm telling that to myself. I'm like, yeah, but I can't be asked to get into the game right now. I
It's
know that I could do all those things. It would be nice, but I don't know. But like, for instance, Alt Raid was fun.
Yeah, it
So,
was.
yeah.
it's fun. So there's still something in there. It's still a great game.
Get into PvP, dude. Do it. PvP, PvE.
Carry me,
Do
man.
both.
Carry me, man.
Yo, ask Gilgram, the Canadian land dude in Twitch chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
carry me.
Gilgrim. New name.
Yeah.
Fruit pie.
But he went to Lions.
He's a carpet bagging alliance. Telling
Yeah,
you,
no.
get out, gets all our gear, leaves. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go raid with this new guild.
But
Sorry.
yeah, no, but mostly Overwatch. I'm very excited because Blizzard does this thing where their games are always so polished. It's I know there's something. It's something we can discuss for hours. Is it worth it to delay games so much? And but the quality speaks for itself. They're always
Absolutely.
very, very, very polished games, and I know that. Like I've tried getting into Team Fortress for a long time, but it was always like, I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah,
This,
Team
I
Fortress
feel
was
dirty
fun,
playing it.
but yeah, it was fun, but it's like not something you could. I mean, for me also that I could sit there and play for hours.
Exactly, and
Unlike
and I feel it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that same flavor, but better. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
But we're all
as well.
hoping.
You played Team Fortress, right, Sean?
Yeah, I did. Got the orange box years ago.
When we do
Old school.
when we do our Overwatch show, we're gonna have to dig a little deeper into that game because that's the closest comparison, huh?
It's Overwatch and yeah, to me it's like sorry, Team Fortress and Call of Duty had a beautiful child.
Okay, I like that. So I guess we're 40 minutes into the show and we haven't even gotten to the news yet, which comes before
Don't worry.
the meat and potatoes of this show. So we're gonna run a little long tonight. I hope you guys don't mind. Let's get the news going here. 1 second. All right, Steph. All right. Yeah, I know. Get us started with WoW, man. Anything going on in WoW this week? Is there any news, or is WoW just dead until Legion?
I mean, besides them putting up, MMO Champion released a video of one of the new bosses. It's a giant bear. I don't know. It's pretty cool
Oh.
looking, but no super insane mechanics. Really, it was a fat boss video. It was like pretty basic stuff, but I mean, it's new stuff. New stuff is cool. A lot of black and red. Other than that, I saw the new DK tier, a few other tiers, but specifically the DK tier. I feel like I'm the Lich King, and it's incredible. It is so nice looking. Definitely one of my favorite tiers. The recent tier and recent whatever
Decent future. Yep.
Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
the past.
I saw a clip on MMO
Recent
Champ
past.
of
That's what it is.
the Druid tier,
Yeah.
and that looked incredible.
It
So
is. That was my other point. The Druid looked really good, but yeah. Other than that, I saw a little blue post about them trying to balance tanks, health pools versus and their survivability versus the raids, because they feel like tanks are like roughly like 50 times more survivable, like have 50 times more survivability than like healers and DPS
Understand.
right now. So they're trying to balance that out a little bit more. So it's not like, if the tank goes down, the next person just gets absolutely one shot. You get that little bit of split time to res and get back in it. And I think that's a good thing. I never really saw it as an issue just because that's how I've always kind of felt. Tanks are supposed to be a lot more, tankier. Supposed to have a ton more
Mhm.
survivability, but I mean,
it's a little ridiculous.
that's a little
right now.
ridiculous. Yeah, like the tanks can survive pretty much on their own for a while versus like a DPS. Like I was doing what's it called? One of my dailies today, and there was no tanking group, and I just got stomped. I'm in good gear. I can tank heroics and DPS spec and I was doing like throwing a kill Jade, and I pulled a little bit with like two other DPS, and I died. Like I just got absolutely smashed. But then I can do that on my 675 eye level tank, and I'd be absolutely fine, no healer necessary, like something like that. That's my only example of that. But other than that, that's it. That's all I got for you.
Are they just like looking into it, or are they actually going to try and make a change, or like what did they have any suggestions for what they were thinking about doing?
No, they just wanted to scale it down a little bit, is what I saw. But on a personal note, I did read one thing about an Unholy Death Knight ability. So instead of having Death Grip, I will now have Death's Flight, like a charge. And I am super excited.
Wait, are they taking away Death Grip?
No, it's a talent choice.
Oh,
And for
okay.
Unholy, you swap it with your Death Grip. So instead of pulling something towards you, you can jump to it. Which will be,
Charge.
yeah, it's
Heroic
I
basically
guess
a
that makes
charge.
sense because Unholy Presence, that's the one that makes you run faster, right? So like thematically, it's accurate there.
Pretty awesome.
That's pretty sweet, man.
But yeah,
All right.
didn't really read too much classes yet. I didn't really.
Okay.
The Overwatch, dude.
The Overwatch. Overwatch doesn't exist.
Did it.
Let's see. There was a pretty good article posted the other day about the possibility of there being an overwhelming amount of heroes to select from in Overwatch. Now, I haven't gotten into the beta. The beta's down anyway, but I can't really speak from experience. But looking at it, I don't really think that there is like an overwhelming number. I think that there's a good amount of, what you need. You need attack and defense, and I think that there's like a pretty even amount of number of who you can play for each role that you want to play as. I don't know. Do you guys have opinion on that? You think that there's too many heroes to choose from in Overwatch, or
There's only like 21, right? There's not that. I don't feel like
Yeah,
there's not
I think
that
so.
many.
Yeah.
That's
But for the type of
I don't-
game, that is quite a bit.
I'm not in.
Yeah.
I'm not in the game, but I feel like more is better in my opinion. I don't know.
Always.
I'd
That's
have
what
to
I'm
be.
at.
I'd have to play. I got to play the game more to really generate an
Hey.
opinion on that. But I don't think it's overwhelming.
And now, as an FPS game, it's definitely doing something that, Team Fortress 2 did to an extent, but it's Blizzard, so they're taking it even a step further.
Yeah.
And so I think like that's where somebody might think of that there might be too many choices. Like you play Call of Duty, like you can select a certain amount of guns, but like your person is your person. That's it. It's down to the player and the weapons you have on you. Where Overwatch, you can play a tank, you can play a healer, you can play pure attack.
Call of Duty does
Well, yeah,
kind of.
kind of. So no, I mean, it is a good article, and I definitely see where they're like, I can see where they are coming from with that, but I think that there's a good amount, and even if they added a couple more, I'd say like under 30 would be a good amount. But yeah, so that's where
Right.
that stands right
Yeah,
now.
Sunny, what'd you have to say?
Sunny?
I think they should add as many as they can actually balance. Because
True.
it's
yeah.
fun. It's fun. I mean, as
Yeah.
long and it's Blizzard. They have the team. Apparently, they're putting a lot of effort and
Literally, you see the marketing?
resources. Yeah, and resources into this game. So I think as long as they can actually balance it and make it fun for everyone,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
it's
like
just
if,
more fun.
like if they end up having like 15 tanks, but only 2 of them are really viable, then yeah,
Exactly.
that would be garbage.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
Hey man, variety's the spice of life. So the more the
Yeah,
merrier,
true.
in my
There's the
opinion.
guy who plays like every single hero's character because he can't pick one.
Spice of life.
10.
All right. Spice of life protein.
Like, wow. I don't know why you're saying that, but it's cool.
Dude,
Um,
so play as many as you can.
and other than that, again, still there's no word on the beta coming back, and it's looking more and more like it's going to be pushed until early February. I mean, we're a little more than halfway through January
it.
and still nothing yet. So
Open it up.
open it and
Dude, I just wanna
give us keys.
All right.
That's it for
Um,
Overwatch.
Well, Heroes has got a new sale. Gazlo's on sale this week. He's $3.24. As always, there's a bundle skin that goes with him. So the Martian Gazlo skin is on sale this week. That's $4.99, or you could buy the bundle. Then there's Super Sonya on sale this week for $4.99. I don't know if you have that yet, protein, but that might be an interesting thing.
I'm
to
pretty
get.
happy with my Wrath Sonya because
Well,
a
Super
little nostalgia,
Sonya
and she can
gives
do
you
right.
Super Sonya gives you a little variety, and you know what a variety is? The spice of life.
Is it? Thanks. Never heard that before.
You know, felt like you needed to.
Hear that again?
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, dude.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is Chair League started last week. I didn't know about it when we did the show. It started last Monday, and this is week 2 of Chair League. Sean and I are making a team. I don't know if Protein has joined yet or if he's going
No,
to.
I totally forgot to today.
No.
Yeah, I will.
But we've got a couple guys interested. We'll get our team of 5. Basically, Chair League is like is a recreational thing. So like, I know personally, I play softball in the fall and sometimes in the spring. I've done it a couple times. A lot of people do flag football. It's just like when you're out of high school and you out of college and you can't do organized sports anymore. That's basically what this is for people who play video games. This is HOTS's
Perfect.
summer beer softball league, you know?
Beer league.
Bowling team. Some people join bowling teams. So we haven't done anything like that yet, but we talked about it me and my buddies. So that's what this is. It's that people meet up on Mondays and Thursdays. Every game is streamed. Sometimes they are cast by a caster.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you win, you get points and you go up the ladder. It's a giant ladder. Everyone's in one giant league right now. I'm sure they'll break them up into based on skill later down the line, maybe. But you go up the ladder. If you win points, you win, you get points. You lose, you go down. And then eventually, the way the guys got it set up, you'll start playing teams that are a little more evenly matched. Each season is 8 weeks long. I think you play once a week or do you play twice a week, Sean?
Once a week. The games are either Monday or Thursday. You find out. The schedule is posted like a couple days before, and so
Yes.
you can find out when you're playing. But just a correction: all the games are streamed on Twitch, and they usually have somebody that works from Couch League that casts, and they got Solid Jake, and Kubi also.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they've got a couple people doing it.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to talk about is Blizzard finally announced with a little more detail what they're doing this year for the international tournaments. They've upped the ante from what they previously were saying they were going to offer in the prize pool this year. It's now going to be 4 million from what I believe before was like 1.5 million or something like that. We talked about it a couple episodes.
1.4.
Yeah.
Like,
So now it's going to be 4 million is the prize pool for all the winnings, first, second, third, all throughout that over the course of the 3 tournaments this year. The first season, and they're considering them seasons, so there's going to be 3 seasons. And the first season ends in South Korea. The tournament's April 1st to 3rd. That'll be the spring tournament with a prize pool of 500 grand. Just that tournament specifically, not though that 4 million includes the regionals too and all that other stuff, the smaller tournaments. In that tournament, we'll include the best teams from Australia, China, Europe, Korea, Latin America, North America, Southeast Asia, and Taiwan. And the qualifiers for that tournament will be starting very shortly here.
starting short.
Okay.
Yeah.
They still haven't put out the NA schedule yet.
So, Starcraft has an Archon mode tournament coming up. It's actually being hosted by a company called TESPA. It's for a $50,000 scholarship or scholarship prize pool, I should say, because really first place is going to get 24,000, second's going to get 14,000, and third's going to get 6,000. I've got a link for that in the show notes there. So if you guys get a chance, you can check out the show notes. We'll link that to in the description of the show. Again, it's hosted by TESPA, which is it's an esports company that kind of functions almost like a fraternity or a sorority. They have a lot of chapters, and they have over 120 chapters throughout the U.S. at local colleges. Yeah, there's a national board for them. They're helping kids get into esports and realize it as basically like a profession opportunity or just to like experience it, you know. So they're providing opportunities and avenues for kids to get involved in esports and enjoy that and maybe make a future out of it. Who knows?
Where was this when we were in school?
We weren't in
Yeah, I
school
don't
that
know.
long ago, but it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no idea where it is.
yeah. Other than that, that is all I have for StarCraft this week. What's going on in Diablo?
So the new patch hit last week. Lots of new things to do. So from what I'm hearing around, people are really enjoying the set dungeons now, like a lot. Like they're a little bit. I don't want to say gimmicky, but a little more challenging just because of the way they work. They kind of, they're unique. They tailor it to obviously your set of gear and like what you're playing. So yeah, like for example, like the Demon Hunter one, you have to keep like these 3 turrets down like the whole time and can't get into melee range when you're trying to kill things. And it's fun, and the time limits are challenging from what I'm hearing right now. And the spree bonuses are pretty cool that they implemented. So like you
We gotta get in
kill.
Diablo, man.
Yeah.
We gotta make a team.
Oh,
Not even a team, just like
team.
because we're not competing,
A
but
club.
like a club. We gotta make
Be
a
a
club.
club.
Diablo club.
Diablo Club. And
I guess they call them it's a clan, right? So let's make a clan. Clash of
Yes.
Clans. Clash of Diablo clans.
Thunder Kitties.
Thunder Kitties.
Thunder Kitties. It's an NSFW team name originally.
Oh geez.
In fact. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you get these spree bonuses for like you get an XP bonus for killing like a ton of things at like one time, and you get like this bonus for like 30 seconds or something. And speed bonus for the same kind of thing, but breaking down like artifacts, like things around the room.
Huh.
So yeah, that's what I got for Diablo.
That's Diablo. All right.
Diablo. Oh, Hearthstone time. Boss, get your cards out.
Hearthstone. Oh yeah, Hearthstone. Okay. So Dexari, I don't really know how to pronounce it, from Blizzard. There's a lot of blue posts last Wednesday because a lot of people were complaining about basically the lack of communication from Hearthstone team to the community. And so he finally got online into the forums and responded to a lot of them. And there were some comments how if you this one right here, if you Google the Hearthstone development team credits, you'll find a list of all the team members, and there are almost, if not over, 1,000 people working on Hearthstone.
Wow.
So they say, hold on. So they say, how come
So many.
we don't get that feedback? So they actually corrected it. Those people, all those credits
And the
are
people that worked on it. Yeah.
people that work for Blizzard. And so, like other parts of Blizzard, like the art department will have a hand in it, obviously,
Yeah.
but they're not working on Hearthstone.
I
They're not the
understand.
Hearthstone team. So they actually have 50 people on the Hearthstone team.
All right.
So
that's
of
more
the-
reasonable.
Around 1,000
Team
people
4
that actually
is,
work
I think
for
the
Blizz.
Hearthstone name.
Yeah, so he answers that as to he corrects it. There's actually only 50 people on the Hearthstone team, so give him cut him some slack.
Relax.
Yeah, cut him
He's
some
a
slack there.
little Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, and I mean it's just the main issue that people were having were with communication, where so since they have a small team, which is kind of surprising considering how popular the game is. They try to put more of their communications into social media, such as like Twitter and Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
just because, as he said, that using that you can reach a more broad
Audience.
crowd, audience. Then not everybody checks the forums, and that's what they want. They want them to be more involved also in the forums, and not everybody checks forums. It's true. And so that's why they will hop on there, because he mentions how they do monitor what's going on in the forums, and they will hop on to answer and do what they can. But for the most part, they try to push into Twitter and Facebook, just like I said, it's a more broader audience that they can reach. And they, Senny had actually mentioned how Blizzard, just puts out polished games, and one of the complaints that people were having were how come, we might hear something about an update coming out but never get it. and he says how they don't want to say, okay, this update is going to come out next week, and then there ends up being the next day there ends up being like a bunch of bugs in it, and they have to go back and fix it. And
yeah,
then,
they want to make it so they want to do it once. I understand.
Exactly. They want to put out what will reflect well on Blizzard and not put out garbage that then these people are going to be like, oh, well, you promised us an update and, it's crap.
They don't want to put out like launch day WoW stuff, like, with, like
Basically.
crashes and problems here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, I mean, I understand that people want to be more involved in communication with the teams that are making, their games that they pay for, that they love to play and everything that they commit a lot of time to. But at the same time, it's a 50-person team, they're busy making that content that you love to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that.
Cut them a bit of slack. Let's see, there's a card, Reno Jackson, that right now, so the effect on the card is a battle cry. If your deck contains no more than one of any card, you fully heal your hero.
Wait, so if I understand this correctly, if you only have one
Not
of
overpowered at
every,
all, promise.
like, you don't have any doubles or triples of a card in your deck, basically, right? It's all one plagued gnome in your entire deck, and one, like, I don't know, drunk dwarf. It's one of everything. Okay.
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because you could be down to 1 health, about to die, and then you draw that. But I guess also that I guess the wording of it though technically means in your deck that hasn't been drawn yet. So there's 2 ways to play it, to build your deck around it. You can have one of every card, which does hurt you because then you have to, where you would normally have a double of a card, you'd have to find a less good replacement for it. So you can either do that, or you have to keep track of how many times, like how many of each card you've drawn before you play that
That's pretty
card.
intense.
Yeah,
Card
so there's
counting
a
in your
couple
head
ways.
here.
Basically, and but I mean, there are pros that are doing that, playing both styles. But so anyway, since it's such an OP card, some pros already are wondering when it's going to get nerfed. But then at the same time, it can dramatically change how, like the current meta, basically.
It's interesting.
And
But
this card is still relatively new.
Yeah, didn't it come out with the new stuff that they announced at BlizzCon? The League of Explorers?
League of Explorers,
Yeah, that's it.
And it just, completely changed the face of it. And so already a brand new card, they're wondering when it's going to get nerfed and if it does. And there haven't really been any answers to it yet. So that's something that they will have to keep an eye on.
It's kind of hard to play around with the effect that it has now. Like, how are you going to... How do you...
Absolutely.
nerf it?
Yeah, it'll be tough no matter what they do. Like, if they decide to not nerf it, then, we'll see this card around for a while until the next if the next expansion comes out with better cards that can replace it, and then that card's just going to become useless. But either way, yeah. But I want the card.
Maybe heals you to half health or heals 50% of your health. That's probably the only thing I could see them doing. Like,
but even still, imagine if you're down to 1, like your opponent's about to win, and you draw that. Like that card is a game changer right there.
Bam.
Yeah,
it's true. I don't know.
So there's a couple things going on in Hearthstone.
I just think.
Oh, go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say that, like, did they mention if there's like basically like 2 styles or like 2 formats going on for tournaments? Like, there's one tournament where they basically play that style where you're only allowed to have 1 card of each. No, I just think it opens up an opportunity. And I mean, I guess everyone would have to have Reno Jackson in their deck, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for a whole new format to open, not instead of just the same standard Hearthstone. It's like, how when we play Magic, there's like, you can play Commander, which is basically that, where you can only have 1 kind of card, or you can play like normal standard Magic, and there's like a million different ways, and there's like, anyways, that was my, it opens up a new avenue.
There's definitely a lot of things that they can do with it. So we'll have to wait and see. And the card really did just come out, so who knows when Blizzard will actually take action for that.
Yeah, I understand. It's got to, I mean, you can't just like nerf it into the ground right away. You got to see how it plays out, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Let's see. There is, oh, wow. So Blizzard is still getting a lot. There are a lot of bots in Hearthstone, and Blizzard is still trying to battle it. And they've been banning accounts a lot lately. And I guess one way to identify if you're playing a bot is that they play at the same exact pace throughout the whole game. And that's because, it's calculated and everything. So if you think that you're playing a bot, then you should email Blizzard. It's hacks@blizzard.com with your battle.net and your opponent's name. And they will look into it and ban them. Perma-banned.
Hey, this
No.
sorry, messing with stuff. I'll stop.
Bring in the music.
No, I was just trying to prep for something later on in the show. Okay.
And then there are some under the radar players. There's 6 of them to keep an eye out for this year. And I think I'll save that for when more tournaments are coming up, and we'll see how they do.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Alrighty. So,
Oh, okay. Warcraft movie real quick is the only news is that Duncan Jones mentioned that he would love to follow in Peter Jackson's footsteps, and he wants to turn it into a trilogy.
Oh, sorry. Let me go get my Lord of the Rings Blu-ray Collector's Edition with like 48 hours of bonus footage that I got for Christmas.
Well, that's how Warcraft is going to be if it does well. So depending on how it does this year when it comes out in June, we'll determine if it is going to be a trilogy or even more.
So what that just means is we all have to go see the movie like 4 or 5 times to really, really kind of push that along, right? I mean,
Yes.
10 out of 10 would see again.
Yeah. Also, I will put this picture in the show notes. There's a picture. It's of the WoW poster, and it says "actual WoW movie." Just has him in his normal armor. Then the next picture is realistic WoW movie, and it has him in Paladin Tier 1 armor, like all multicolored and everything.
Yeah. You know what? I just got an idea. It just struck me. So, future contest for the show, a free pair of tickets to the Warcraft movie. What do you guys think? We'll figure. I mean, we'll figure out what kind of contest we're gonna do. I mean, obviously, but like
Pretty awesome.
we should do a show contest. We should have people, just as like an interaction with the viewers. They should, and then we'll mail them the tickets or something, or I don't know, maybe send them online to them. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out, but
I think the only fair way is trial by combat.
absolutely, we'll put it on the Twitch stream. It'll be like the most popular channel of all time. Trial by combat. It will be on the front page.
Label. Yes, I love it.
No, I like that idea. That'll be a good
You
idea.
must beat each of us in
we
a
absolutely
chosen
have to do
event.
that.
In a chosen event.
We're going to be buying a
underwater
lot of
knitting.
tickets.
Helps versus Bury.
Like it.
There can only be one Canadian in this stream.
Oh, fear the beard. Fear the beard.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, man. So, anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you continue.
No,
Like that.
that was
Great
it.
idea.
That is a great idea. And that's it on my end for news.
Okay. So, yeah, let's move on to the next section here. I'm going to play my bumper. Topic of the week. So sometime this summer, World of Warcraft has got their Legion expansion coming out. Seni is a major World of Warcraft player along with Steph here. So I figured this would be a great show to have Seni on. And let's dive right in here. So could either of you tell me what kind of lore is going on? Why is Illidan back? I didn't really understand any of that. I just kind of went with it.
So
Either one of you. Don't fight over who gets to
please
talk first.
start. I have to think. I know it. I know all of this. I'm just trying to put it all together in my head. Then you go.
Okay, so Gul'dan, you know how he wasn't killed at the end of Hellfire City, Hellfire Citadel.
He runs away
He
like a
was
little.
just proud
I
for
didn't
it.
really
Yeah, he
know
was
that,
proud.
but go ahead.
So okay, so spoilers. He wasn't killed, and Archimonde tells him that even though we're killing Archimonde, you know how demons never really die. I don't know that, but he tells that he still has a contract to fulfill, and he throws him through the dark portal. And
Okay.
so Gul'dan makes it back to Azeroth, and in Azeroth, he starts doing what he does and being a jerk to everyone, and he summons the actual Legion into Azeroth, into our Azeroth,
So
and
like Warcraft 3 style.
sort of, yeah, you could say that. And well, what's interesting is that you know how Illidan has always been like a figure that.
Dude, everyone loves Illidan. He's like everyone. It's like kind of they were praying for him to come back. You know?
But that's the thing. Every
Yeah, he's a BA,
Okay,
anti-hero.
wait, I was reading chat. But you know what's interesting is everybody loves Illidan, but in the Warcraft universe, everybody hates him. And because you know his everybody thinks of him as the betrayer. There's Illidan the betrayer.
Yeah,
That
that's
he's
his name.
that he's gone rogue, he's with the Legion, all that. And what's interesting actually, when you play, well, if you were at the BlizzCon and you play the intro for the demon hunters, is how misunderstood demon hunters are. And well, I don't want to spoil it, but the whole lore and the whole intro experience is you actually get to play from, and you're not a new demon hunter, you're an ancient demon hunter that was around for the events of the Black Temple and all that. So you actually know where they all come from and where they all stand for, and well, you actually get to understand what's the plan of Illidan. You know, combat fire with fire.
Hmm.
And so it's very interesting. Basically, that's it. Combat fire with fire.
Awesome.
And when they released Illidan, they thought like, "Hey, we're gonna get this bad guy who was all for the Legion and all that." So yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. The lore seems to be, I think, maybe a bit more involved than the lore of Warlords. I love the lore of Warlords, but it felt kind of detached to the main story. And this one actually kind of brings it back together.
All right.
All right,
Right.
he covered it, man.
Dude, he knew his stuff. So the next thing I have a question for you, and I see this coming up a lot on like my Twitter feed and when I'm like when I'm briefly on MMO channel. What's an artifact? Like, what is that? Like, I'm hearing all about it, but I don't get it. What's an artifact?
I'm gonna let Routine cover this one.
Like those
Like,
artifact weapons. What's
Yes,
going on?
that's okay. So basically, instead of getting your weapons different, like dungeons and raids and things like that, you're gonna be getting this one artifact weapon, and it is
Okay.
this. It's usually some awesome piece of like lore artifact that it relates to your class. So like you're gonna get like the Ashbringer. Like there's all these different variations of it, and they're coming out with like something that's really important to your class and like the storyline of that class, the development of it, and they're making like I think it's like how many versions? Like 5 of each one. I think there's like 5 different versions of the way it looks. You like upgrade it
Yeah.
in different ways. You kind of like doesn't have like some kind of talent system kind of deal. Not really, but like
Talent system.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you do it a certain way to like your spec, and it looks awesome.
Okay.
Well,
It's
another thing that's important is that according to where the WoW lore stands right now, I'm sorry, I know I interrupted.
no, it's not you. Twitch chat.
uh, oh, Twitch. Okay, so another thing that's important is that where the lore stands now, your tune, it's not just an adventure like it used to be back in the times of vanilla, but it's adventurers and it wasn't so much important. You're a hero now. You're a commander now. You're a general now, and that means something. So you're gonna get a weapon that pertains to your rank. Like you were a general in the invasion of warlords of Draenor. So well, maybe you're gonna give you a weapon that's fit for a general, and you're gonna acquire a weapon that's fit for a general. So that's what's interesting, and it's not just per class; it's actually per spec. So
Yeah, yes.
demonology, frost, everybody gets something that's very very integral to their lore, and and all that. It's pretty cool. Actually, it's something that evolves with you and stays with you throughout the entire expansion too.
So
Okay.
so if I'm understanding it correctly, it's like the legendary ring and legendary cape from the previous expansions. It's like you get it in the beginning and of the expansion, and it kind of grows with you as you go. Or
To an extent,
Um,
but a much more in-depth, customizable.
so
yeah,
I
it's
understand.
imagine if there were 39 capes and 39 rings, and that because it plays out to what you're playing. It's not just a buff that goes every 2 minutes for 30 seconds and boom, then it explodes. It's something that changes how you actually play.
So it's
That's what makes it interesting.
okay. So it's like something completely unique and new to the game, but similar to the legendaries of the last two expansions.
Yeah, yeah, you
Sort
can
of,
see.
Okay.
yeah.
All
Like
right.
your old talent
Did they?
system mixed with legendary
Yeah,
weapon.
yeah,
No,
totally. Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did they announce what if there was going to be a new legendary and what that might be?
There was speculation about it, but they haven't confirmed
They
anything.
they announced a couple of actual legendaries that are coming back. Like they used to be the purples in Vanilla WoW. That it was like, whoa, huge. He has a purple before they came out. So now there's gonna be plenty of legendaries, and they're gonna be like random drops, and they want to keep it legendary. So you're gonna be very lucky if you have two of them. And if you
Okay,
acquire one
that's
of
it.
them, you're gonna keep it till the end of the expansion.
that's
And
kind of interesting.
they want it to feel like, because everybody's always complaining, Epic is
Yeah,
no longer.
yeah, yeah. I
If
understand.
everybody gets a legendary, it's no longer legendary. So that's, I think, what they want to do. And I think they're rehashing a lot of the old legendaries, and they're making a new
good
version
stuff.
of them.
All right.
Yep.
All right. It's cool. So artifacts, fancier legendaries. Everyone gets one. Specific to the class. Going to be very cool. You guys excited to have that?
Absolutely. My stuff looks awesome, as does my tier.
Do you get like a corrupted Ashbringer because you're a Death Knight? How's that work?
It's like a Frostmourne kind of deal, all of them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Shorts. I'm excited about legendaries, but I think like everything is something that it's all when it's shiny and new, but then
Mhm.
it just becomes part of the gameplay. It just becomes part of what you do. It's like, I don't know, the first time you unlock Chaos Bolt, and oh my god, I can shoot the Chaos Bolt and I can one shot everything, and then it's just something you do. But what I'm much more excited about is the lore that's tied to every single one of these legendaries. And already Chelsea, my girlfriend, is planning to get all of them, every single one of them. There's like 39 of them. I'm not gonna level all my
doesn't
tunes, I'm gonna get them all.
That
And
is a very
she-
ambitious goal.
I'll
He's
have
doing it.
her record that and send it to me so I can actually see it, because I'm not doing that. But I'm gonna do at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 tunes, and
Okay.
and the ones I want the most, because it's lore, it's interesting. What?
One tune 3 times. That's this guy.
So
You know it's
when you say because it's lore, there's lore attached to these artifacts too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Well,
Is it-
we haven't seen.
Are there like special? Are there going to be like special quests, I guess, attached to it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
You do the Warlock Greenfire quest.
I mean, I did.
No.
You know what? The closest thing
Oh,
I
you
ever
didn't-
did to that was like the Rogue Legendary quest in Kata.
Exactly the same. Like imagine now every single spec gets one of those.
That's awesome.
It's
far
something
as I'm
that
concerned.
you do that's involved. You gotta go, like if you're a shaman, you gotta go and talk to Thrall, and you learn how you actually get Doomhammer. It's Doomhammer. It's one of the most important things in the history of WoW. So
Beat Doomhammer.
it's not like, yeah, I got out of my
Overgrown.
house. This was lying around and now I have it. No, it's
Okay, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I heard, there's some like big changes coming to PvP. You were talking about that kind of the other night there, Steph. What's going on with that? What's changing with PvP and Legion?
So what they're doing is they're implementing like a talent system just for PvP. And so it kind of negates a lot of the imbalances there. Like what I was I remember when it originally came out, people were like, well, there's not as much reason to play human because one of the talents is going to basically your trinket. That you can use 2 DPS trinkets instead of the OP racial. The only reason I ever played human forever. Yeah, so it's going to be so that you develop yourself as a PvP player and you don't really have to worry about the PvE side of the game. So balancing, I think, is going to be a lot easier for them. So they only have to, because a lot of the stuff is going to be PvP or PvE oriented in its own separate right. It's not like when they make a spec, they have to make it good for this, and it's got to spill over. Like, oh, I'm going to be an awesome Frost two-handed Frost Death Knight, and then get absolutely super nerfed at the first week of the new content, and then skipping out on all the one-handed weps I did. I'm not going to be at a loss, and my PvP is not going to be mediocre. Like, they balanced it out, but it's just easier for them to do something and not have to fix it back and forth and make one way worse than the other. Like, I can make this spec really good in PvE, but it's going to suck in PvP. So, I think it'll be easier for them.
So basically, because they have PvP specific talents, it's going to make balancing a lot better. That's the theory. Hopefully, that's the thing they've struggled with for a long, long time.
It's just that I feel some specs and some some lore isn't so compatible with PvP. Because imagine, like, if you have an assassin rogue or a salty rogue, it lore wise it's something that sneaks up behind you and kills you. It one shots you. You can't react. It doesn't matter if you're the king of Stormwind. It kills you and then it goes away.
Yeah,
and you can't have that in PvP. Exactly. You can't have that in PvP. So I think that what they're doing is good in that regard, because it allows them to actually balance it.
I hope so. I mean, because if they can get that quite right, I mean, I feel like Arena would be something incredible to watch as like an esport on television. I could be wrong, but I feel like maybe, I don't know if that's what's holding it back right now, but I feel like there's maybe not enough variety, I guess, in it. There's only like a couple specs that are good for a brief time, and then they get mashed down. I don't know.
I think part of it is just because the way it's played in like an environment like that, it's a lot of the same thing over and over again. It's not like I mean, they made it scale a little bit more in Warlords, but like watching it, I don't necessarily see it as much as I see it with like Heroes, where there's like this constantly shifting gameplay.
That's true.
In Starcraft,
MOBA has a lot of has a lot of action.
Your whole forces and everything.
Yeah.
And,
the overhead view is very conducive to being watched.
Like, I think that's more difficult with WoW because you're following a player and there's all these environment around them, and like people are pillar dancing. Like, watch them pillar dance.
That's it.
They understand the game.
No,
I think that's what makes it tough to watch.
Okay. So all right, so let's move on from PvP real quick. Have any of you guys been looking into the Demon Hunter class? Like, what's going on? What makes a Demon Hunter besides the double jump, which was like the thing I was enamored with at BlizzCon? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like the double tapping space and then like holding it and floating. That was awesome. I couldn't stop doing it the one time I got to play Legion.
Then you want to go first?
Oh, first, well, something I'm still kind of butthurt about is they took away, demonologies. Well, you can say now it's becoming a demon has become part of the demonology warlock, but it's true that lore-wise in history it hasn't always been. It's something that hasn't been around for so long. So now warlocks cannot do that anymore, and it's something that is exclusive to demon hunters. And I think that gives them, makes them very rich lore-wise, like using the powers of the enemy against the enemy, and that's the whole vibe of the demon hunters. And glaives, man, they get to use glaives. They look awesome.
Yeah.
Huge, and they look badass in combat, I would say. And also models, because like if you're a blood elf, if you're any class except for maybe a DK, if you're that class and you're that class, you look. If you take off your armor, you look exactly the same as any other class that's your same race and gender. But that's not true for demon hunters. You get like your skin and your tattoos and your like glowing
Yeah. So you're very
energy horns all over.
so like
Very
you
unique.
them and DKs, right? The hero classes are going to be the ones that even when you take the armor off, they're very distinguishable.
Yeah.
So
Indeed. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me just go into my hood real quick. Glowing blue eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I guess do either of you guys know anyone in the alpha
No.
at all to talk about that? Man, I was surprised I had people in the alpha when I heard about it, and I was just curious if you knew anyone in guild or anyone on the server that was in the alpha.
That I know of.
So
Hey,
I wanna
this
hear
is
what's-
Cenedrah, and you're listening to the
Oh,
weekly
gosh.
Blizz, the
Yeah.
show on all
Alpha.
things Blizzard.
Classic, Justin.
It is the third time.
And
I'm sorry. I'm
know you love
sorry.
my
I need to get a
Blizzard.
real. I got to get a real soundboard. That's the problem.
All right, if Justin hits it again, he buys Warcraft tickets for everybody.
What? There's too many people in chat for that.
Listen, I already said it live, and then you can't make me a liar. So
Fair enough. Do you guys have any predictions for the game, for what's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen with the lore? How do you think that this expansion? Because I did not see the whole Archimon coming back and like Gul'dan escaping to
I didn't think
Azeroth.
it was that crazy to begin with.
Plot twist, right? So,
Not my favorite.
any predictions?
my only prediction is we're never gonna fight Sargeras.
Not once.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It cannot happen. He's unless it's a fight where we're like, I don't know, buffing the other Titans or like cutting their nails or some shit like that. It's never gonna happen. It's just we're ants to them. I don't think it can happen. That's my prediction.
Everyone's been kind of hoping for that for a long time, though.
I know, but I don't know. I don't know. They create worlds. They destroy worlds with their thought. So I don't know. You're gonna go with your sword and hit them really hard.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my prediction, but it's gonna point towards that. Maybe we'll prevent Sargeras from coming. That might be it. That might be. Hey, I don't know. What about you, Steph?
I think we're probably gonna kill Gul'dan in like one of the last questing zones because that's a thing now. Apparently, let's just like have Garrosh survive and then not have him as like a boss. Like
Yeah, it's pretty depressing.
I was so sad when people in guild did it, and I was like right behind him, and I was like,
What about anything beyond the lore? How about any like gameplay predictions or?
I really don't know at this point. I gotta get in there and watch a little more footage when it comes out of like what's gonna go on. I'm not sure how Demon Hunter is gonna be in PvP. I feel like obviously they're gonna be ridiculously OP, but because just their movement is stupid. Like imagine like being able to jump, charge, and like glide down on some of the PvP maps there, like the one with the bridge. Like, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Fair enough. What about you, Sunny? Any gameplay predictions?
I don't know. I'm certain they're gonna have a very, very, very strong launch like they did with Warlords, and that's my prediction. Warlords launch, well, except for the whole week that was that week that was hard to play, hard to get into, but the game itself was amazing. For the first month or two, it was everything was new, shiny, but also it had a level of polish that wasn't even present in the previous expansions.
Very true.
So that's my prediction. It's gonna be even more polished, maybe. And I just hope they learned their lesson and they now know that they have to keep it coming. They just can't fall short. There's no way people are gonna keep subscribed if they have to wait. And I hope there are more raid tiers this time around because Heimel and what's the other one?
BRF.
Black
Black
BRF. They were supposed to be the same tier, but now we think about them as two separate tiers, but
They
they were
basically
not.
were. Like, think about it. Like, they drop, ascending gear. You can't have one raid dropping this level gear and the next one dropping this level gear and consider them the same tier.
Exactly.
There's a
So
whole
that's
point.
that's my point. If they want if they want him to be separate tiers, then just go all the way and make him separate tiers, and so that you can, because it was Heimel, Heimel, Heimel. Now BRF, you have to do it fast, and then nothing for a while, and then nothing for a year and a half. So I hope they learned the lesson and keep it steady. I don't know. I'm not a super big fan of shorter expansions just because it means you have to pay more often. But but I wouldn't mind it if it means smaller gaps in between fun.
Yeah, like if they just keep constantly working on, like if before even launch they have already just about done what they're going to release next, so that way you're not waiting that long.
Exactly. Yeah. Just
That'd be
polishing
nice.
it. Yeah.
So do you think that this will be closer to a near perfect release?
What do you mean by that?
Like how Sunny mentioned WAD. Like one of the first quests we had to do was everybody on the server had to click this one little thing, and we were stuck there for 3 hours before they hot fixed it. Just like little stuff like that. Do you think that they've learned,
Well,
and from there? I mean, this is what, the 5th expansion, 4th, 5th.
gosh, yeah, I think it's
Yeah. So do you think you think that they've learned from the past 4 and it'll be closer to
no, this is the 6th, and
6th?
I think they learned from it. They're gonna be closer, but I don't know if they can get it perfect. I don't know if there's such a thing.
No,
But
I don't think
there's
they will,
also-
but I think closer.
Closer, yeah. And there's also a thing that I think that a lot more people came back for WoD than they expected. Because okay, that
Yep,
quest is one
absolutely.
thing, but the amount of players that they had, I think whatever they put into marketing really, really, really paid off.
They crushed it.
absolutely.
Crushing a taxi in the middle of Times Square with a giant axe really
that
paid
was
off.
great.
I think they had way more people than they expected,
Yep.
and showed. It really showed.
Yeah,
But
but
hey,
then
they gave us-
3
they
months
gave us a
later, they
free-
lost all those people.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. But they give us a free week, so I think they really want to put out a good game. I just hope they learned what makes it last longer.
Yep. I think
It's hard. It's an
yeah.
old game, and I think that can be an entire show topic one night. It's just like why WoW has been, I don't want to say hemorrhaging, but like slowly losing. It's on its decline phase. It's been out for a long time, but
Yep. I think
for another show we could definitely discuss
I
that.
think part of it, the issue with the first zone is, the server, it can only be so big, and like they make them as big as they can, I'm sure, to like try and handle it, and like that's why they've always done like the phasing and stuff. But when they like merge realms too, like things like that, I'm never sure how it's gonna play out, and I know they're probably doing the best that they absolutely can. But just a suggestion to you guys: get up at like 4 a.m. or whatever, and just play through the beginning quests before everybody else.
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
what I did last time. That's what I did for WoD.
I did for WoD.
Yeah, I think we were all in there, all on Mumble together.
Oh god, I'm sitting there in my kitchen. I'm
I think
That's crazy.
there's an economic factor to it. Even if they know they're gonna get, I don't know, an influx of 500% what they usually have, it doesn't mean they can put the money to buy the servers to cater to those people just to get rid of them 3 months later.
It's a Cenedrah, and you're listening.
Free ticket.
Everybody's getting free tickets.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
hurry.
I think there's a certain amount of that also, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're doing the best they can. They don't want to shoot themselves in the foot and have like a bad game. No one wants that, especially not them. They're doing the best they can, but there are certain limitations to it.
Yep.
All right. Real quick. So there's an Emerald Dream raid. I'm looking at Twitch chat right now.
I talked
What's up
about
with
it,
that?
dude.
What's
I threw it out
Tell me
there.
more about it. Tell
The
me more
Emerald
about it.
Nightmare, actually.
I
And,
thought they conquered that in a book. I read like a Malfurion book. I thought he got rid of that dude.
Yeah, well, they're bringing it back then. I don't
Okay.
know a ton about it lore-wise, but yeah, they released the video of the first boss, and it's the giant bear dude. Ursak.
All right.
It looks like a
Okay,
really Dark,
Ursak, he
scary
was in
room, man.
was it him or what his like kids that were in the Grizzly Hills quest line there? I can't remember.
Ursak is a big, nasty looking black bear thing. I don't know.
Chelsea knows. She's gonna hit me up in Twitch chat here shortly. But all right, once the video catches up. But okay, so let's that about covers everything I wanted to talk about with Legion. What other changes haven't we discussed yet that I don't know about? Did I miss something here, guys?
Well, there's people who are very excited about small steps that are like quality of life. Like you have a wardrobe now, so every single model of gear that you've ever had is gonna go into your wardrobe, and then you can, sort of like what Diablo does. So you don't have to carry around in your backpack 800 chest piece just so you can look
Awesome.
a certain way or change. So that's awesome, and yeah, I think that's something a lot of people have been waiting for it because
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I have three spots in my bags at any given time. So if I get I never get gear, but if I get more than 3 pieces of gear, then I have to leave.
That's perfect
But,
for
yeah.
my friend
I need
Adam.
a
If you're
juice.
listening, that's perfect for you. He has like every single transmog for his mage that you could possibly have.
Yeah, that's something fun actually.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing new that you probably haven't heard of besides the transmog. I was like, well,
That's it. All right. So let's start winding down here. Okay, and move on to emails and voicemails, which we don't have yet. But if you'd like to email us, have some feedback, some discussion topics we might want to cover, or talk about something in-game Blizzard related that we can talk about on the show, feel free to bring it up. Send us an email. That's theweeklyblizz@gmail.com. All right. The other thing you can do to reach us is you can call us at 805-666-BLIZZ. That's 805-666-2549. You can leave us a voicemail. It's another way to reach us, and we'll play that voicemail over the show. The other thing I'd like to recommend for you guys to do is try and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. I'm going to get that hooked up here shortly. We are on SoundCloud right now. If you just hop into SoundCloud and search The Weekly Blizz, you will pull us up. But I'm going to get that linked up with iTunes so you can download us and play us through your iPod or iPhone. And listen to us on the way to work. If you don't get a chance to watch us live like you are right now, guys, thank you. Other than that, I'm going to rip through the credits and then we'll do the shout outs and the personal ads and all that jazz. The Weekly Blizz is a part of the Power Up lineup. You can watch the VOD. Sorry, my fault.
That guy.
Go ahead.
You can watch the VOD of this show on YouTube. Search for Power Up, and live on Twitch, Power Up Network.
that's us.
You can also follow us on Twitter at The Weekly Blizz. We don't have a Facebook page currently, but we will be making one. So then you can join the group there and interact with the community that we're going to try and form. Again, if you'd like to contact us, you can reach us at 805-666-BLIZZ and leave a voicemail. That's 805-666-2549. You can leave us a voicemail and we'll play it over the show. Or email us at theweeklyblizz@gmail.com. Other than that, would you like to leave how can people reach you, Sean?
Twitter at Sean Mess, Instagram Sean_Mess, and SeanMess.com.
You can hit me up on Twitter at powerup_protein.
All right. Senny, how can people follow you?
Oh, follow me. Okay.
Yeah. How can they
behind
reach
him.
you? How can
Walk
people
behind
stalk
him.
you? All the people
Yeah,
that are
walk
watching
behind
this show right now.
They can hit me on Twitter at QLI, then my last name, Torrico. So TORRICO. That's hard, I know. It's not so hard in Spanish. But otherwise,
Learn Spanish, everybody.
you can also find me on BNet if you want. Most of the people, and everybody here has me on BNet. But if you want to play some games with me, QLI hashtag 2772.
All right,
Thanks.
everyone
I'll
jot
add
that
you.
down. Stalk this man. All right, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at _JT. That's _JT. Other than that, we're done for this week. This show ran a little long, but we're punching out, guys. See you later.
Shout out
Peace.
to the homies in the chat. Thank you, especially the beard. All right,
Yeah.
later, guys.
Later
It's
on.
out.
Mm.